Good morning, boys and girls. Today Liam was reading from 1 Samuel chapter 3. Who had their listening ears turned on? Sometimes we are busy doing what we want to do, watching our favourite programme, or playing our favourite game, that we don't hear the other things around us. Daddy might be asking for help in the kitchen, or Mummy asking us to tidy up. Even in school, we may be asked to turn on our listening ears by the teacher. In the reading, Samuel was a young boy. He was fast asleep and he heard someone call his name. So he jumped out of bed and went to Eli and said, "Here I am." But Eli didn't call Samuel and sent Samuel back to bed. This happened to Samuel again. He heard his name being called and he ran to Eli, saying, "Here I am, you called me." And again Eli said, "I did not call you. Go back and lie down." At this time, Samuel didn't know God like you and I do. Samuel had went and lay down for the third time, and he heard his name being called. He went to Eli. "Here I am. You called me." He told Samuel that it was God calling to him. "Go and lie down. If he calls you, answer him by saying, 'Speak, Lord, your servant is listening.'" Samuel went back to bed and heard the voice call his name. Samuel answered, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." God had an important message for Samuel to share with Eli. God said to Samuel, "Listen carefully. I am getting ready to do something in Israel that is going to shake everyone up and get their attention. The time has come for me to bring down Eli's family, everything I warned them of. I'm letting him know that his time's up. I'm bringing judgment on his family for good. He knew what was going on, that his sons were insulting God's name and God's place, and he did nothing to stop them. This is my sentence on the family of Eli. The evil of Eli's family can never be wiped out by sacrifices or offering." Samuel waited until morning. He was afraid to tell Eli what God had said. Eli called him and asked if God spoke to him, and Samuel told Eli God's message. God said with Samuel as he grew up, and all of Israel recognized him as the prophet of the Lord. When we are small, we only think that God talks to big people, and he only knows big people. But if you remember from the start of the reading, Samuel was just a young boy when God called to him, and God knew his name. God knows everyone. He knows your name the same way he knew Samuel. God can use you if you are 5 years old. We just need to have our listening ears turned on. Our prayer challenge this week is to pray for 2 of your friends. Listen if they have any problems or worries, and pray for them each evening.